See, I think I kind of look at it the other side. I think right now Joshua's the biggest loser from last night, because right now you could argue that Fury and Wilder have got each other again, right? If they should, happen to want to do it again, then I think there's a big demand for it. I think it will make more money than the first fight because of how exciting it was. Luis Ortiz is on the undercard. We saw Luis Ortiz give a very competitive fight to Deontay Wilder, so maybe there's a rematch there. Maybe that's an option for Fury, right? So there's other people that are kind of in that mix. I think Joshua kind of comes out of last night as a loser, because had one of those guys won, they're immediately the number one guy to fight Joshua.
Yeah, not to say that he would fight them, but
exactly.
They
but
would be
in
looked
theory,
at as,
right?
Yeah,
they would be the next one for
one
Joshua.
of the next two fights for Joshua. Yeah.
So with it ending a draw, I feel like he's kind of lost a little bit now, because he can't. He's now going to come out and say, "Well, look, Wilder couldn't beat Tyson Fury, who'd been out for 2 years, and all of the same things you've just said. So is Wilder really that good? Do I really need to go through all this stuff with Wilder? Probably not. Tyson Fury didn't win at the end of the day. He didn't collect the belt. So do I really need to mess with him?" So he can either, you can view it as looking for a way out, or purely just from a business standpoint, he's still the breadwinner in the division. I just feel like had there been a winner, we know kind of what comes next.
Yeah, I don't think of him as the loser in this situation, in the sense that, like I said, he can go fight anybody and he'll make more money than these guys will make fighting anybody else, right? But I do think that his stock went down. And what I mean by that is there was a consensus that had built around him as the true champion, right? Yeah. Anthony Joshua for a long time has been looked at as the real heavyweight champion. And then there's Deontay Wilder and, Tyson Fury coming out of retirement and fighting some cruiserweights, right?
Yep.
And Tyson Fury has marketed himself as the lineal heavyweight champion, right? So I'm the real one. I never lost my belts in the ring, but you never knew if this
could still back
if it was
up.
still there.
Yeah.
You didn't know if it was still there, right?
Yeah.
But last night you see it's still there, and Anthony Joshua becomes now questionable as the real heavyweight champion, because you can look at it and say, hey, Deontay Wilder has got some real stuff. Your last fight didn't exactly go so well. You were rocked by Alexander Povetkin in the first round. If Povetkin can catch you, then Wilder can catch you, right? And Tyson Fury isn't washed up. He's still got something. You know what I mean? He's got something in the bank, and he could still box, right? So you look at all these things, and it's like his stock went down. There's less of a claim now to be the true heavyweight world champion than there was before. However, that doesn't mean that he'll go fight Dillian White and make a ton more money than these cats will fighting each other.
So this is where I think, like, you go back to, your question of maybe why do I prefer AJ over Tyson Fury? And where AJ chooses to go from here, I think can change that. Not just for me, but for a lot of people in England, because I think the idea behind Joshua is that he will fight anybody. That he has come up and he's taken belts from people and he's defended them, and he's become this, incredible world champion after only, 19, 20 fights, I think, before he had already accumulated a couple of these belts. If he continues to have fights with Dillian White, Chisora, Joe Joyce, Jarrell Miller, whoever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, whoever.
If he'll make a ton of money.
Yeah.
He'll fill 80,000 seats.
Yes, he will.
He'll beat them. And people will still want to know why he hasn't fought Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder.
That's true.
So I think for the English fans, if they see Tyson Fury continuing, like if Tyson Fury now has a rematch with Deontay Wilder,
sure,
and it's equally as exciting, let's say he wins it, his stock rises, not just from a business standpoint, but I think the fans back home become a little bit more infatuated with Tyson Fury, right? Tyson Fury ends up in the ring with Dillian White, and they have an amazing fight. Tyson Fury becomes a little bit more popular again. So I think it's now it's on Anthony Joshua to not now just sit back and fight the 4 and 5 guys. He has to fight these 1 and 2 guys. Otherwise, I think he potentially risks losing some of that fan base.
Some of that stature that he has.
Yeah.
Some of that. There's like a mysticism, a mystique around him that's fading away slowly.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
And it's funny because it's like a combination of how he's performing in his fights, because he hasn't looked great in the last few, and how other heavyweights are sort of now competing with each other in really competitive and entertaining fights.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.